Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon, and welcome to the 5th Uganda National Journalism Awards, brought to you by the African Center for Media Excellence in proud partnership with Democratic Governance Facility. You're most warmly welcome to Miss Steele Hotel this afternoon. My name is Sima Chakuhede. I'll be your MC today. And as you can see, we are all observing the SOPs, wearing our masks, sanitizing at the entrance, and we encourage you to do the same. This event is going to be live streaming on YouTube and Facebook. And do feel free to let everyone who is not here know what they're missing out on by using the hashtag ACME Awards 20. Thank you to everyone joining us online as we celebrate the very best that Ugandan journalism has to offer here today. I'm hoping that all our guests took the time to register at the entrance as we kick off this event. And just to give us a brief on what ACME has been doing and the awards, I would now like to invite the chair of the ACME board, who is also the Dean, Faculty of Journalism and Mass Communication at Uganda Christian University, Dr. Monica Chibita, to give us a few words.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, you are most welcome to UNJA 2020. I'll take off my mask now. I'm highly paranoid about microphones. I really welcome you to these awards. It's kind of a miracle that we do have them at all. There are many things that could have happened to stop them. And I hope that you feel comfortable. And I'm happy to see the many winners and potential winners in the room and look forward to the ceremony itself. On several occasions, I've stood before journalists, government officials, members of civil society, partners and friends and so on, to speak about the important role that ACME and the media play in our society. ACME's major goal, as some of you may know, is to make media more effective in their roles of information on public affairs, to provide fora for debate on a range of matters, and to hold those the public entrusts with power accountable. ACME's other role is to fight against any attempt to unduly shrink the space for freedom of expression, a space where the media at this moment in our history occupy center stage. This year's awards are unique for two reasons. The first reason is that these awards take place in the midst of one of the largest pandemics the world has ever known. As of yesterday, there were 28 million confirmed cases in the world, with many deaths in practically every country around the world. The situation in Uganda seems to be taking a southward trend and will need to be arrested before it goes out of hand. The second reason that these awards are unique, and this reason is related to the first one, is that the media have recently become the main theater for political contestation. The media have always been involved in elections, but this time around, a large proportion of campaigns are supposed to be conducted on radio, on TV, and online, and that comes with its own complications. Interestingly, there may be a complex link between the development of the campaigns and the direction of the pandemic. It's the media's job to explain these complexities. It's the media's job also to examine their causes, their social implications, their social costs, etc., and to facilitate debate on how these complexities may be addressed. The media, therefore, are within their mandate when they, on a variety of platforms, question the conduct of public officials and how this conduct may impact society. They are within their mandate when they ask individuals, civil society, organizations, and government officials to give an account of the stewardship of resources entrusted to them. They are within their mandate when they open up space for a range of voices to be heard. They are within their mandate when they provide information, as long as they do all this within the limits of professionalism. In its media development work, ACME targets the media, the private sector, civil society, and the public, and advocates for press freedom as well as freedom of expression. ACME does this through managing fellowships and grants, running media literacy and mid-career training, offering internships, and advocating for a better media environment. In executing their mandate, ACME tries not to perform these roles in silos. It tries to find interconnections between these various important areas. The UNJA Awards are, in a way, the climax of all these efforts. If you want the capstone, it is at the awards that we see Ugandan journalism at its best. It's always a joy to see journalists that have benefited from ACME's support and programs winning awards on this day, though this is not a prerequisite. This year, the total number of entries was 241. Unfortunately, women constituted only 16% of participating journalists, and up-country-based journalists contributed 31%. We would particularly like to encourage women journalists to participate more, not only in the awards, but also in other ACME-run activities and programs. And if you want to know more about what ACME has lined up for the coming months, and it's a lot, please follow ACME on its social media platforms and regularly visit the ACME website. I have a number of people to thank. As ACME, we are grateful to all our partners for continuing to believe in ACME and supporting the awards since they started in 2014. We want to give a special thanks to DGF, whose representatives are present here and will be speaking to us, for making UNJA 2020 possible against all odds, for continuing to partner with ACME, and for your unwavering support for media freedom and freedom of expression in Uganda through the years. I take this opportunity to thank ACME for the privilege of serving as your board chairperson for the last 11 years. We've been through thick and thin together, and we have grown. Whereas the last couple of years have been a little tough in terms of resources, ACME is on a strong rebound trajectory, and we are here to stay. Along with several directors, I will be retiring before the end of this month, but we are confident that we leave behind a going concern with good leadership and a strong team. I especially want to thank Dr. Mwesige and his brilliant and incredibly committed team for keeping this very important venture going, particularly through the last year. Thank you very much. I thank the indomitable ACME board for staying the course. Due to restrictions in numbers, most of them are not here today, but I know that some of them may be following online and that they appreciate our partners and friends and the management team greatly. They would have loved to be here to celebrate with us. I pray that our partners will continue to work with ACME to guarantee the sustainability of an extremely important mission. I look forward to the day when ACME will be a funder rather than a recipient. We are grateful to the judgment panel for their very hard and painstaking work. My colleague, Dr. Marapto, is here. We are very proud of you, Emily, for the job you have done together with your team. Congratulations to those who excelled in reporting, and I wish everyone a happy scientific event. Finally, please remember to stay safe because COVID is real. God bless you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Monica Chibita, for those words, as well as for the call to women journalists, and we thank you very much for your service as ACME Chair. Now, as the doctor said, these awards have been made possible by the partnership with the Democratic Governance Facility, and now it is my honor to invite the head of the facility, Ms. Nicole Bayala, to say a few words. Please welcome her to the podium.
Good afternoon, everyone. I will also take off my mask. It's a true honor to be here, dear Chair and members of the ACME Board, dear ACME Executive Director and staff, dear member of the DGF Board who will be speaking later, and my own DGF colleagues who are also here, all those following online, and last but not least, of course, all the members of the media community, including in particular, of course, those who are being considered for awards today. So it is a true pleasure and honor to be here with you today at this year's Uganda National Journalism Awards, which, as was mentioned, has been organized by ACME with support from DGF. I very recently joined the DGF team as the head of facility. This is my very first event at which I'm speaking in this new capacity. And I'm very happy about that because it really resonates with my own personal conviction and that of DGF, of course, regarding the important role of journalists. Media professionals have a key role in all societies to convey objective, verified, and reliable information to keep the wider public abreast of current affairs and issues that require attention. As journalists, you carry this important role at all times, and in particular in times such as these ones when we're facing a global COVID pandemic. On World Press Freedom Day this year, the Secretary General of the United Nations stated the following, and I'll quote, "As the COVID-19 pandemic spreads, it has also given rise to a second pandemic of misinformation, from harmful health advice to wild conspiracy theories. The press provides the antidote, verified, scientific, fact-based news and analysis," end of quote. So thank you for all the crucial work that you do to keep us informed on COVID-19 and on all other matters of our times. Ladies and gentlemen, DGF and ACME have enjoyed a partnership that goes some time back. It started in 2014 with a project on enhancing media reporting for transparency and accountability. The Holistic Media Support and Development Program offered training fellowships, awards, provision of resources such as open data and references, support for data journalism and research. The program directly benefited close to 1,000 journalists and 200 civil society representatives here in Uganda. The current partnership between DGF and ACME builds on the previous DGF project and specifically contributes to two main areas of intervention under the DGF initiative, which are improving access to information and strengthening citizens' engagement for government accountability. In carrying out this work, ACME's engagement actually cuts across the wider thematic range and spectrum of the DGF2 program. Ladies and gentlemen, we're all cognizant of that the news media are the fastest and biggest delivery mechanism for the information that citizens so urgently need to be empowered and to be able to engage on matters that affect them. Online platforms have come into the mix in very significant ways. ACME and other media partners are well positioned to play a catalytic role in the accountability chain by equipping the media to deliver accurate, well-researched, and reliable information on public affairs. This engagement not only strengthens the media itself, but of course it also supports the growth of an informed citizenry that is more likely to be empowered to engage with officials to seek to participate constructively in finding solutions and to hold duty bearers accountable. As any other country, Uganda should be enjoying a vibrant and a reliable media that consistently produces quality public affairs journalism, which empowers citizens to engage in the country's different processes, including the democratic ones. While the media shows vibrancy through entertaining much debate on broadcast talk shows and in the print opinion pages, more could be done to produce coverage of public affairs, including elections. And this should, of course, be done in a manner that is comprehensive, in-depth, investigative, and informs and engages citizens. Stories at times contain inaccuracies and misleading bits of information, and are sometimes devoid of analytical rigor and context. And many promising stories are not followed up sufficiently to provide audiences a complete picture of developments around them and to elicit a response from citizens and authorities. More can also be done to bring out a plurality of opinions and diversity of voices, including of women. ACME's research of the print media shows that less than a quarter, so 23%, of people quoted in the news are women. Yet, as we know, they make up more than 50% of the population. So this means that a significant part of the population of Uganda is not sufficiently heard in media. Fact-checking remains essential, and journalists are called on to abide by the highest ethical and professional journalistic standards, as outlined by UNESCO and various professional bodies and taught at our various universities. This not only ensures accuracy and integrity of information, but it also increases the standing of the journalists themselves. Politicians and media regulators often point to poor journalism to justify their push to control the media and stifle criticism. And this further weakens the media's ability to operate freely and independently, and in turn hampers their ability to carry out public affairs journalism. Let me also emphasize the importance of journalists being able to carry out their work without fear or favor. We must hence all do whatever we can to ensure the safety and protection of journalists so that they can deliver on their crucial role and mandate. Ladies and gentlemen, today we're here to celebrate and to recognize journalists here in Uganda have made particular efforts to shine a light on specific issues and have demonstrated particular excellence in doing so. We are pleased that deliberate efforts have been made to widen the categories for awards to encourage not only journalists but also media consumers and citizens to widen their knowledge and understanding in such areas as data journalism and explanatory reporting. And as my previous speaker, I wish to extend a particular recognition to the women journalists that have been nominated. Women journalists, as we all know, often face specific challenges in carrying out their work. At times they're relegated to women's affairs issues when they have so much more to contribute also in more mainstream areas. So dear women journalists, we applaud you for your efforts and we look forward to having even more women at next year's event, hopefully. So with this, allow me to reiterate what a pleasure and honor it is to be here with you today and to learn more about the extraordinary work of the journalists here in Uganda. Many thanks.
Thank you very much, Ms. Bayala, for those words. Now, ladies and gentlemen, before we recognize all the brilliant journalists we have here today, it's only fair to recognize the panel of judges who had the difficult task of deliberating over 200 entries of this year's awards. Our chief judge this year is Dr. Charlotte Kawesen-Tulume, lecturer at the Department of Journalism and Mass Communication, Makerere University. Mr. Benon Herbert Oluka, the previous Uganda National Journalism Awards winner, who is also the Africa editor of the Global Investigative Journalism Network. Mr. Edward Sekalo, who is the editor at the Common Market for Eastern and Southern Africa, COMESA. Dr. Emily Maracho, senior lecturer in the Department of Journalism and Media Studies at Uganda Christian University. Ms. Evelyn Kiapi, policy analyst, United Nations Population Fund. Mr. Gerald Owachi, former journalist and now consultant on governance, public policy, and extractives. Mr. Gilbert Kadilo, public relations and corporate affairs manager at the National Identification and Registration Authority. Mr. John Baptist Waswa, former journalist and editor, now a journalism and communication consultant and trainer. Mr. James Tumusime, former editor at The Observer, now with the Uganda Communications Commission. Ms. Laura Walusimbi, former photojournalist and now corporate communications manager at Uganda Coffee Development Authority. Mr. Paul Chimumwe, senior programs officer in charge of research and advocacy at CPESA. Mr. Richard Kavuma, former journalist and editor, now public information officer at the International Organization for Migration. Ms. Rose Mary Kemigisha, senior human rights officer and editor at the Uganda Human Rights Commission. Ms. Sheila Kulubya, external affairs officer and head of communications at the World Bank office in Uganda. Mr. Simon Kaheru, political and social commentator, columnist, and communication director at Coca-Cola Beverages Africa in Uganda. And last but not least, Dr. Wairagala Wakabi, executive director, collaboration on international ICT policy for East and Southern Africa. These are our judges for this year's awards. I think they all deserve a warm round of applause. And if you will now join me in welcoming Senior Lecturer and Head Journalism and Media Studies, Uganda Christian University, Dr. Emily Maracho.
Good afternoon. I think in line with tradition, I'll also remove my mask. As you've heard, our chief guest, whom we unanimously elected, was Dr. Charlotte Ntulume, and she's unable to be with us. She sends her greetings and asked me to read the speech that she had prepared. So this is the judge's speech. We sat, met, and agreed on what we wanted to say, and she put it together for us, so I recognize all the judges for that. The chief guest, the representative from the Democratic Governance Facility, the chairperson, ACME Board of Directors and the team, members of the media fraternity, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon to you all, and it gives me great pleasure to share with you a few observations gleaned from the judging process of the Uganda National Journalism Awards 2020. The panel of judges comprised 16 members who included news professionals, former journalists, and journalism educators that have among them several decades of experience in the fields of journalism, media, and training. They know what outstanding journalism is, but also appreciate the challenges that journalists encounter and obstacles they must overcome to produce good work. Therefore, in judging the entries, they combined their sharp eye, critical mind, and empathy as people who have been in the trenches themselves and are passionate about good quality journalism. I think these have been already recognized. I'll not go into reading their names. Many of them are unable to be with us because of the circumstance we are in right now, but we thank them. The panel received and assessed a total of 238 entries in 19 categories, namely agriculture reporting, arts reporting, breaking news reporting, business, economics, and financial reporting, data journalism, education, energy, oil, gas, and mineral resources, and environmental reporting. The others were explanatory reporting, feature writing, health reporting, investigative reporting, justice, law and order, local reporting, national news reporting broadcast, and national news reporting print, photo and video journalism, political reporting, and sports. We selected the winning entries based on accuracy of the information, initiative, originality, clarity of interpretation, storytelling ability, public benefit or impact on society, audience engagement, innovation, and the journalist's writing and creative flair. I would like to assure all the journalists that participated in the competition that we read, watched, and listened to each entry carefully and thoroughly, and assessed your work with the scrutiny and rigor that is expected of the most anticipated journalism awards in the country. I would now like to draw your attention to the panelists' main observations from the judging process. And I will begin with the strengths that we identified, which will be helpful for the next year. We noted that there has been a general improvement in the quality of work that journalists submitted for the awards over the years. It is evident that journalists are aware of and capture the issues well, even where they fall short on delivery or reporting technique, as I shall elaborate later. Secondly, the stories entered in the investigative reporting category demonstrated that journalists' aptitude has improved in this area. In particular, the broadcast entries in this category showed a good level of enterprise with evidence of relentlessness, courage, commitment, and initiative, as well as good interviewing skills. Thirdly, radio entries across the categories exhibited the best effort to go the extra mile to air colorfully reported stories. The vibrancy of many of the reports shows a breath of fresh air in this important medium. According to a study by the Afrobarometer Uganda in 2017, 52% of respondents got their news from the radio every day. So with radio as the most widely accessible media platform in Uganda, and therefore the main source of news and information for citizens, we cannot overemphasize the significance of this medium in people's day-to-day lives. It is heartwarming, therefore, to see that radio journalists are doing their best to give the audience what's good to show. This is not to say that print media have been left behind. There was visible effort by print journalists to use different techniques to package their stories, and this was noticeable across the categories. I would now like to quickly highlight some of the shortfalls that the judges observed, and this is where the journalists ought to pay close attention, particularly if they want to submit next year or any other time. One, well, generally, there was declining quality, even though we have just noted that there was improvement. Despite the improvement noted above, the judges agreed that there was a general decline in the quality of journalism, at least going by the entries submitted this time around compared to last year's. The panel identified the following shortcomings as possible reasons for the decline. One, the depth and insightful reporting was largely lacking. Instead, many entries revealed a lack of understanding of the subject or topic about which the journalists were reporting. This resulted in the so-called he said, she said kind of stories that are not of much benefit to the audience or society. Then two, related to this was shallow coverage. There was a repetition of story ideas, and the scope of issues was very narrow. This might be indicative of limited knowledge, lack of curiosity, or a nose for news, as they say, and a poor reading culture among journalists. Three, lack of enterprise. There was a stark lack of enterprise reporting, especially in print and in the national news reporting category. Enterprise reporting involves journalists digging up stories on their own as opposed to relying on press releases, news conferences, workshops, and meetings. Enterprise reporting goes beyond merely covering events. It therefore explores the factors shaping those events. While there was evidence of this in the broadcast entries, it was lacking in print, and that's something to pay attention to. Number four, the basic journalism questions. Some categories had a number of impressive stories, while there was a glaring gap in others. As I read the categories earlier, there were several categories. In many cases, what were lacking were the basics of journalism, like the 5 Ws and the question of so what. The judges singled out entries in the explanatory journalism category as largely lacking or as largely insufficient in this regard. Then 5, sourcing, is also a basic facet of journalism, yet it did not seem obvious to several journalists telling from their entries. Diversity of sources remained critically short across the board, with some stories using a single source entered for the awards. Even where journalists use multiple sources, they generally fail to present a diversity of voices, balancing stories to give all sides an equal opportunity to respond did not come naturally to some journalists. 6, editing. The quality of a number of entries left the judges wondering what the efficiency of the editing and gatekeeping roles in journalism, based on the stories that made it to publication, is. While this may cast the spotlight on sub-editors, it should also remind reporters, especially for print, that they must always assume the role of the self-editor in order to improve the quality of their reporting and writing. Then lastly, the use of journalistic tools. At least going by the entries, journalists did not explore the new media tools available for reporting and presentation, for example, Google Maps and other visualization tools. Now, we suggested some areas that may be useful in addressing these shortcomings, and they may be directed to different groups. And the panel of judges suggested that the following ways of addressing the shortcomings in order to uphold good quality journalism in Uganda. They are addressed in media institutions, to journalism trainers, and to journalists themselves. 1, there's need for editor training programs. The input of editors, producers, and more other contributors to the final work is significant and may contribute to whether or not the entries win. But even without the awards, these news professionals play a major role in the quality of journalism. There is therefore need for training programs aimed at editors to update their skills in order to better support reporters. This might ultimately improve the quality of journalism and henceforth future UNJA entries. Secondly, the use of digital tools for journalists. Today's journalist should have a good appreciation of new media tools to enable him or her work efficiently. A plethora of tools, apps, and platforms now exist which journalists can use to find stories and sources, to search for information, including background and context, for fact-checking, for data visualization, and so on. Journalism trainers, and in this case ACME as well, ought to include in their curricula and programs training journalists in how to use these tools. For example, the inadequate use of data visualization tools to give quick context or useful information to the audience could be the reason for the low participation and mediocre performance in the data journalism category, an issue that different UNJA judges panels have highlighted for the last few years. And I must mention that there were only 4 entries in this category. As I end, I would like to thank all the journalists that participated in this process by submitting their work for scrutiny. While this is not an easy and comfortable thing to do, but it is an important step in your own professional development. We congratulate you. We are also grateful to DGF and all other partners of ACME for the support and commitment to training of journalists and ultimately to strengthening journalism and the media in Uganda. As people that have interacted with journalists at different levels or points in our careers, either as editors, trainers, or peers, we, the judges, sincerely appreciate the investment and interest to see journalists improve. We also appreciate the team at ACME for the determination to equip journalists with skills they may not have acquired in journalism school, yet are vital in an industry that is constantly evolving. On behalf of the panel of judges, I congratulate all the finalists and wish you the best this evening and in your career. To the journalists that will emerge winners, your hard work has been well rewarded. Please keep it up and submit again. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Maracho, for those words of encouragement, and let's hope that the panel of judges next year have even more entries to have to sift through. We are going to be moving to the awards, ladies and gentlemen, but not before hearing from our very honored chief guest, who is the head of office, Coordination Office for Development Cooperation, at the Austrian Embassy in Kampala. Please welcome Dr. Roswitha Kramza.
Good afternoon. It's a pleasure to be here, and it is a sad moment as well because I see 5 speakers today, but so few women amongst the nominees and the winners. So this should be an encouragement of itself for all the women out there, all the women journalists out there, to please bring their pieces next year, and for all the men also to please nominate your peer women colleagues, because you see, every woman can see today, just by the panel that is here, you can do it. So just that, before I start my speech, the chair of the ACME board, media representatives, representatives of the civil society, all the guests invited, all the protocol observed, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I'm honored to represent the Democratic Governance Facility that you know as the acronym DGF at the 2020 Uganda National Journalism Award, which is being organized by the funding of the DGF. Let me also say that I personally have accepted this invitation with a lot of joy and proud, because as a very junior person, I personally tried to also do your work. I have then resorted to a different professional course. But I can tell you that I know how much work, effort, and sweat it takes just to produce one piece of article or one TV spot. So I just want to congratulate you for the work that you're doing. Through the DGF, 7 development partners and countries, including Denmark, the European Union, Ireland, Netherlands, Norway, Sweden, and my own country, Austria, have joined their forces to support selected governmental institutions and civil society organizations to contribute to promoting democracy and good governance in Uganda through the DGF. We would like to pursue the country's constitutions, the values constituted in it, as well as those within the National Development Plan of Uganda. This arrangement brings us, the DGF partners, into a close partnership with the people of Uganda, the government of Uganda, and the civil society in their desire to address governance and accountability challenges they face in their daily lives in Uganda. Media, however, is an essential pillar of the society, and that is why we thought it was so important to support it through our instrument, the DGF. Media is contributing to ensuring that information, exchanges of ideas, and debates flow freely. Through the work of journalists, editors, photographers, and others, the citizens are able to follow and understand current developments, and they can shape their opinions on various issues. That empowers them to participate effectively in matters that are of concern to all of them and to all of us. As you know, Uganda's constitution recognizes the right of freedom of expression and access to media not only as fundamental in its own right, but also important for the promotion and protection of all other basic rights. For example, the Article 29 in its paragraph 1A of the Constitution guarantees the right to freedom of speech and expression, which shall include freedom of the press and other media. Just to mark an example that the Constitution in itself guarantees this right. Similarly, media policies such as the National Broadcasting Policy of 2006 recognizes that the media play an important role in promoting good governance, accountability, and transparency in public institutions. Over the years, the courts, many courts in this country, including the Constitutional Court and the Supreme Court, have often ruled in favor of upholding free speech and media. For example, in 2004, the Supreme Court annulled Section 50 of the Penal Code Act, declaring that the publication of false news is not an offense. And in 2010, the Constitutional Court annulled the law on sedition. As such, the media landscape has expanded massively over the last 3 decades. And actually, personally, I enjoy very much reading, of course, Ugandan, but all international news every day, and enjoying my Ugandan daily news spots. By the time broadcasting was liberalized in 1992, Uganda broadcasted only 1 radio station, can you believe it? And only 1 TV station. In 2018, this number has increased to 290 radio stations and more than 30 TV stations, in addition to 10 print publications, and a various multitude of new online media sites. However, several challenges remain, as we have already heard. For example, the media operating environment remains a challenge, somewhat challenge, particularly in this period of election. There is also sometimes not a full application of professional standards, and I'm happy that the judges were so tough and they have told us how journalists can improve their own by themselves. Also, that new technologies are coming by the day, and those are testing professional standards even further. All this is unfortunately having an impact on the quality of journalism, leaving the public sometimes inadequately informed, and as a result, holding them back from fully engaging on matters that concern them. The important role of journalists and media representatives has been rendered also challenging by certain pieces of legislation. For example, under the Communication Act, broad powers are given to the minister responsible for information and the UCC to monitor, inspect, license, supervise, control, and regulate all communication services. Sometimes the minimum broadcasting standards laid down on the laws, in all those laws, are considered in a too narrow way of interpretation, and hence this opens challenges that laws are being misused. From a bilateral perspective, over the years, development partners have significantly supported the government and the civil society in their effort to enhance governance, accountability, and democracy in this beautiful country. Further to government efforts and initiatives, we, as the development partners of this country, recognize and appreciate the tremendous inputs and the contribution made by the members of the civil society. We are cognizant of the fact that the government alone cannot respond to all governance and accountability challenges. Therefore, a close partnership between the state and non-state actors is essential in finding lasting solutions to all challenges. As partners, we attach a high premium actually, to the principles of press freedom and professional journalism. This is demonstrated by our unwavering support to the development of the capacities of journalists and media houses of Uganda, of which this event is a strong witness. Civil society organizations play a vital role in promoting good governance and democratization. These organizations are operating at all critical levels and have a far reach to citizens whom they mobilize as duty bearers. Civil society also plays a coordination role and creates local to national linkage in addressing governance challenges. As media professionals, you all are privileged to be able to give voice to those that are unheard, to let the stories known to the whole country, and that also is a strong burden on your shoulders. In view of the essential role of media, it is important to ensure, therefore, that journalists, photographers, and other media professionals can carry out their work without any fear of threat, intimidation, or attacks. In order for media to be seen as credible conveyors of objective information, it is therefore critical for all media professionals to adhere to the highest standards of professionalism and integrity. We recognize and appreciate, therefore, the contribution of ACME and all other media organs and organizations towards the realization of a vibrant and reliable media scene in Uganda that consistently produces quality public affairs journalism and that enables citizens to be engaged in democratic processes. We applaud the efforts of ACME and of you as journalists in this country to undertake an enhancement of your capacities in the newsrooms by training fellowships and others that equip journalists with skills in investigative journalism, data journalism, and knowledge-based reporting of public affairs. Dedicated support to women journalists and to advancing efforts to ensure gender-sensitive reporting is also essential, as this will enrich the media landscape with a wide range of voices on issues that directly impact large segments of society, including such difficult topics as gender-based violence. As we draw closer to the 2020 general elections, which are actually now hybrid and not scientific alone anymore, the media will still have a crucial and central role to play in an improved and objective coverage of events to support that citizens are informed and can ably participate in the electoral process. DGF has been proud to support ACME and other partners to deliver on its key mandate of improved media. We are ready to continue our support as part of a concerted effort towards a large range of stakeholders, including relevant ministries and the private sectors, among others, to provide mileage to reach a critical mass of vibrant media in Uganda. As the Austrian representative to this very beautiful country that we all know as the Pearl of Africa, and on behalf of the DGF board that I'm proudly presenting, I want to thank you all for your work that you deliver daily to keep Ugandans and people abroad informed of what is happening here in this country. Stay safe, healthy, and stay professional journalists. Thank you so much for your attention.
Thank you very much, Dr. Kramzer, for those words. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment that we've all been waiting for. As we get into the awards ceremony, just a heads up to all our winners and runners-up, because we are, of course, observing the the standard operating procedures and guidelines in this COVID era. So when your name is called up, please do walk through up to this table on my right, where you will be given some hand sanitizer before receiving your certificate or your plaque. And then you'll be able to stand on the stage, of course, for your photo op so that we can capture your very special moment. So without much further ado, ladies and gentlemen, the 5th Uganda National Journalism Awards 2020 begins. And I would like to once again invite our chief guest to join me on the stage, as you'll be part of the photo ops for our first batch of winners. Our first winners are in the category of agriculture reporting. These stories that were submitted addressed a wide range of issues, from the impact of climate change on food security and accountability for public finances to technological innovations in the agriculture sector. The second runner-up in the agriculture category for the story "Milk Prices Test Resilience of Uganda's Dairy Sector" is Alon Mwesigwa of The Observer. Congratulations, Alon. Alon Mwesigwa, if there's anyone here from his, here he is. Okay. Congratulations to Alon Mwesigwa. Receiving the first runner-up award for in-depth reporting on legislative reform on genetically modified organisms in the agriculture sector, Ronald Musoke of The Independent. Congratulations, Ronald. And now, for the winning entry. Oh, it is sanitized, yes. The winning entry in the agriculture category was described by the judges as an excellent, balanced, and in-depth report on an important public issue. It examines a frequently neglected topic from multiple perspectives, and the reporter relied on many documents, scientific reports, and a wide range of interviews to present a thorough and detailed two-story package. The winner of the Uganda National Journalism Award 2020 for agriculture reporting is Joshua Kato of The New Vision for his reporting on the dangers of agrochemicals to the ecosystem. Congratulations, Joshua Kato. Joshua is a contributing editor at The New Vision, and he also won the award for Best Agriculture Reporting in the 2016 Uganda National Journalism Awards. Congratulations, Joshua. The next category is in arts and culture reporting. Now, in an era in which media space for quality arts reporting is shrinking fast, the judges were elated that there are a few dedicated journalists deeply interested and invested. The submissions in this category dealt with art criticism, government policy, evolving cultures, performance, and politics. And receiving the second runner-up award for the story Stage to the State, The Evolution of Bobi Wine, is Andrew Kagwa of Leo Africa Review. Congratulations, Andrew Kagwa. As he makes his way to collect his certificate. The first runner-up for an insightful analysis of the work of one of Uganda's up-and-coming young musicians is Paul Kayonga of NBS Television for the story Fresh Kid. Congratulations, Paul Kayonga. Is Paul here? Oh, here he is. Oh, he's representing Paul Kayonga. Thank you very much for representing him. Amongst a high caliber of finalists for the Arts Reporting Award, this journalist's work stood out for the judges, presenting a complete and engaging analysis of the nexus between political participation and artistic expression. The winner of the Arts Reporting Award for the story Bobby Wine, the poster boy of Defiance Music, is Frank Walusimbi of NTV Uganda. Congratulations, Frank. Frank Walusimbi is a 3-time winner of the Uganda National Journalism Awards, and he won the Best Feature Writing Award in 2015 and the Best Arts Reporting Award in 2016. Congratulations, Frank. The next category is the breaking news category, which is new to the awards this year, and it recognizes skill in storytelling, substance, and completeness in covering an unanticipated, unplanned, or developing news event. Only 3 entries were submitted for competition in this category, and the judges agreed that one of them emerged as the leader of the pack. The winner of the Breaking News Award is Betty Amamut Kirori of New Vision for her breaking news series on the forced genital mutilation of girls in Kwen district. Congratulations, Betty. The judges also wish to give an honorable mention to Cliff Wamala of NTV Uganda for his story. Congratulations, Cliff. The next category is in business, economy, and finance reporting. The business, economy, and finance beat attracts journalists who are knowledgeable, qualified, and are growing in their reporting expertise. The second runner-up for this award goes to Alon Wesigwa of The Observer for the story Winners and Losers in the Uganda-Rwanda Row. Congratulations, Alon. Oh, here he is. Receiving the first runner-up award is Isaac Kisa of The Independent for the story Behind the Sugar Zoning Politics. Congratulations, Isaac. Now, the triumph of the winner of the Business, Economy, and Finance Reporting Award is the ability of the journalist to present a complex issue simply and with clarity and flair. The judges said the story focus is well researched and explained, providing a detailed economic and diplomatic history of a flaw in Uganda's tax policy. The winner of the Business, Economy, and Finance Reporting Award is Ismail Musa Ladu of Daily Monitor for his 2-part series on the losses Uganda is suffering due to its problematic double taxation agreement. Congratulations, Ismail. Ismail is a prolific and versatile reporter whose work won him the second runner-up award for feature writing in the 2016 Uganda National Journalism Awards. Congratulations. The next category is in data journalism, and the judging panel noted with enthusiasm that while data journalism is a new field of reporting in Uganda, quite a number of journalists have shown interest in exploring and exploiting the opportunities it brings. We have a tie for runners-up in the data journalism category, and this goes to Lillian Namusoke Magezi of New Vision for the story Balancing Chores, Men Need to Take Part, and Isaac Kisa of The Independent for the story Across Africa, Tech-Enabled Microinsurance is the Next Big Thing. Congratulations, Lillian and Isaac. our joint runners-up in the data journalism category. Congratulations to you both. The winning story is recognized for highlighting an important issue related to Uganda's revenue collection and its tourism potential. And the judges said that the reporter did a commendable job in his use of data to drive his reporting and analysis. The winner of the Data Journalism Award for the story, "Birding Can Rake in More Money Than Mountain Gorillas," is Edgar Raymond Bate of Daily Monitor. Congratulations, Edgar Bate. He actually won the Data Journalism Award in 2017, and in 2014 he won the Best Sports Reporting Award and was also the first runner-up in the health reporting category. Congratulations, Edgar, once again. The next category is education reporting, and this is only the second time since the inception of the Uganda National Journalism Awards that an award will be given for best education reporting, and it's growing fast as one of the most popular categories in the awards. The second runner-up for education reporting is David Chiengo of CBS 89.2 in Manduso for his story on school dropouts. Congratulations, David. The first runner-up is Richard Wetaya of New Vision for the story "Is PLE to Blame for Low Secondary School Enrollment?" Congratulations, Richard. And now for the winner of the education reporting category. The judges singled out this winning work as a very relevant issue-based story that is well-sourced, thoroughly analyzed, and comprehensively reported. The winner of the Education Reporting Award for the story "Mature Before 18" are Solomon Serwanja and Thomas Chitimbo of NBS Television. Solomon Serwanja is no stranger to these awards. In 2017, he emerged as the Journalist of the Year. He's recognized for setting an excellent precedent by including his camera people in submissions for awards, thereby allowing the important work of video journalists to take center stage. Congratulations. A round of applause, please, for our chief guest helping us give out the awards. I'd now like to invite Ms. Nicole Biala to help me give out the next batch of awards. Thank you. The next category here this afternoon is for energy and extractives reporting. Now, the challenge of reporters of this beat is to sustain interest in these subjects when developments in the industry are slow moving. The second runner-up for this award is Ronald Musoke of The Independent for a two-part story on Uganda's oil money. Congratulations, Ronald. The first runner-up is Pascal Kwesiga of New Vision for the story "How Much Will Uganda Earn from the $20 Billion Oil Projects?" Congratulations, Pascal. The winner in the Energy and Extractives Reporting category, their story was praised for bringing the issue to light with subtle and empathetic yet in-depth storytelling, according to the judges. The winner of the Energy and Extractives Reporting Award is Daniel Lutaya of NBS Television for the story The Real Gold Diggers. Congratulations, Daniel. If Daniel isn't here, his colleagues could come and accept the award on his behalf. Daniel Lutaya is actually a first-time winner of the Uganda National Journalism Awards. He's a broadcast journalist who for the past 6 years has built up a good portfolio of public affairs, reporting on different radio and television stations. The next category is the environment reporting. Now, every year this category attracts several high-quality stories, and competition for the top award was stiff because participating journalists are not just knowledgeable about the subject matter, but are constantly finding novel ways to report on both old and new challenges to Uganda's fragile and beautiful environment. The second runner-up for the Environment Reporting Award is Gerald Tenua of New Vision for the story How Green Technology is Cutting the Cost of Running Universities. Congratulations, Gerald. Thank you, Pascal, for accepting the award on his behalf. The first runner-up in the environment reporting category is Peter Labeja of Radio Rupini in Gulu for the story Making Charcoal Attractive for Uganda's Supermarkets. And the winning story stood out for the judges because of the diversity of voices sourced and the human face it gave to a persistent environmental problem. It is well-researched, provides solutions to a pressing national problem. And the winning story in the environment reporting category is Bidi Bidi's Firewood Crisis by Solomon Serwanja and Timothy Maganda of NBS Television. Congratulations to the team at NBS. Our next category is for explanatory reporting, and the shortlisted stories in this category are distinguished from the pack because of the manner in which significant and complex matters of national importance were illuminated. The second runner-up in this category is Pascal Kwesiga of New Vision for the story Why Oil is Here to Stay. The runner-up is a three-part story on systemic corruption in the National Identity Card Project. The team that developed this story was led by Cecilia Okoth of New Vision. Sharing the award with her are her teammates at Vision Group, Benjamin Sebagala, Paul Lubwama, and Ismail Nsubura. Congratulations, Cecilia and your team. According to the judges, the best kind of explanatory reporting doesn't just tell us why the world is how it is. It questions our assumptions, analyzes systems, and using simple language and strong storytelling provides pathways for change. This is exactly what the winning entry in this category does. The winner of the Explanatory Reporting Award is the story The Sinking of MV Templar by Raymond Mujuni and Godfrey Badevie of NBS Television. Raymond Mujuni currently works with NTV Uganda. He received the runner-up award in this category in 2016 and 2017, and in 2017 he emerged as a runner-up in the National News Broadcast category. Feature writing is the next category. Now, features and long-form journalism are where storytellers in the industry excel. The panel of judges was fascinated by the subjects chosen and captivated by compelling writing that earned the shortlisted entries much praise. The second runner-up in this category is Felix Ainebiona of Daily Monitor for the story Karamojon Girl Who Refused Early Marriage Graduates in Medicine. Congratulations, Felix. The first runner-up award goes to Christopher Bendana of New Vision for the story Equality, Women Decry Gaps Between Policy and Reality. Congratulations, Christopher Bendana. Is he here? Maybe a member from Vision Group could come and collect the award on his behalf. When it comes to the winner in this category, the judges were impressed with the strength of this journalist's voice in his storytelling. While the main issue in the feature was not new, the writing was vivid and all angles were fully explored. The winner of the Features Award is Richard Wetaya of New Vision for the story Is the Fight Against Teenage Pregnancy Lost? Congratulations, Richard. The health reporting category was highlighted, of course, by the COVID-19 pandemic, which has further highlighted how important health science reporters are to our understanding of our world. The work not only provides vital information, but is essential in explaining scientific developments, healthcare challenges, and in debunking misinformation. As more Ugandan journalists choose health as their beat, reporting improves greatly. Competition in this category was high, with mere points differentiating the scores. This, the judges noted, as a mark of quality. The second runners-up for the Health Reporting Award are Carlton Scovia Nakamia of BBS Terefaina and a team of 3 visual journalists from Storytel, Songa Stone Mwesigwa, Victor Opira, and Salim Segawa. Her team. Yes. Congratulations to Scovia and her team of Songa Stone Mwesigwa, Victor Opira, and Salim Segawa. The first runner-up award goes to the story Petition 16 by Christopher Kayonga and Gabriel Iguma of Wizards. Congratulations to the team at Wizards. The winner of the health reporting category received distinctions for compassionate and effective storytelling that humanizes a complex health issue. And the winner of this award is Leah Kahunde of Radio 190 FM for the story Unsafe and Sorry. Congratulations, Leah. Our next category is for investigative reporting. Now, the reality of the news media in Uganda is that only a few newsrooms have the money or talent to sustain an investigative news desk. It was therefore a pleasant surprise for the judges to assess entries of true investigative journalism that brought light to pertinent national issues. The second runner-up in the investigative reporting category is Daniel Lutaya of NBS Television for the story Without a Trace. Congratulations, Daniel Lutaya. As the NBS team come forward to collect Daniel's award on his behalf, the first runner-up for the story Modern-Day Slavery in Soroti goes to Kanari Mugume and Thomas Chitimbo of NBS Television. Good investigative journalism is driven by dogged reporters who do not give up at the first sign of opposition to their scrutiny. It is this kind of reporting that set the winning story above the others in this category. Not only did it succeed in revealing corruption that its subjects worked hard to conceal, but it carefully followed the details of the case to the conclusion of the matter. And the winner of the investigative journalism category is titled Rancher's Encroachment by Sudhir Byarhanga of NTV Uganda. Please, a round of applause for Ms. Bayala for helping me out at this part of the award ceremony. I would now like to invite Dr. Monica Chibita to help me give out the last batch of awards here this evening. A round of applause as she makes her way to the podium, ladies and gentlemen. Our next category is the Justice, Law and Order reporting. Now, the justice, law and order sector in Uganda has gone through many changes in the past 10 years, and there are innovations to increase access to justice. The judges were concerned about the decline in the number of entries in this category, and while all shortlisted entries were worthy of award, they would like to see more varied and analytical reporting rewarded in the next round. With that said, the second runner-up in the Justice, Law and Order reporting category is Sudhir Byarhanga of NTV Uganda for the story Police on Opposition Activities. The first runner-up award goes to Paul Kayonga of NBS Television for the story Amateka Mudubi. I hope I said that right. Paul Kayonga, congratulations. According to our judges, the winning story in the Justice, Law and Order reporting category is distinguished by its insightful writing, excellent news angle, and tenacious reporting. It is entertaining, highly readable, and brilliantly researched. Winning the Justice, Law and Order reporting award are Betty Amamukirori, Edward Muhumuza, Patrick Tumwesije, and Obed Lutale of Vision Group for the story series Officials Turn Courts into Corruption Dens. This is, of course, Betty's second award this year. Our next category is for the stories in local reporting. which recognizes the work of reporters outside of Kampala who provide a clear understanding of events, issues, and politics of importance to their towns, districts, or regions. All shortlisted entries were praised for demonstrating excellence and versatility in covering local issues from a local angle. The second runner-up in this category is Herbert Kamoga of NTV Uganda for the story Nakasongola Student Walks 15 Kilometers to Write UCE. Congratulations, Herbert Kamoga. And the first runner-up for the story Children at Risk as Asbestos Roofs Persist is George Bita of New Vision. When it comes to the winning story, the judges said it demonstrated the reporter's local knowledge and understanding. It is a compelling narrative characterized by strong writing, good use of anecdotes, and captivating descriptions. The winner of the Uganda National Journalism Award for Local Reporting is Carlton Scovia Nakamia of BBS Serafina for the story Mothers at Risk as Water Crisis Cripples Nakaseke Hospital. When it comes to national news reporting, the shortlisted entries for this category, for both the print and broadcast, are distinguished for outstanding, eye-opening, and thorough reporting on national affairs with significant impact across the country. National news reporting broadcast, the second runner-up for this award is Joan Akello of Uganda Radio Network for the story Over 100 MPs Listed as Perpetual Absentees in Parliament. The first runner-up for the story, The Death of Ziggy Wine, Canary Mugume and Godfrey Badebe of NBS Television. Finally, the winner of the Uganda National Journalism Award National News Reporting Broadcast is the story Stealing from the Sick by Solomon Serwanja, Godfrey Badebie, and Kasim Mohammed of NBS Television. For National News Reporting Print, the second runner-up for this award is Patience Ahimbisibwe of Daily Monitor for the story 1,000 Weddings at City Church Declared Illegal. Receiving the first runner-up award is Ian Katusime of The Independent for the story UPDF's Uncertain Future in Somalia. And the winner of the Uganda National Journalism Awards National News Reporting Print category is Ronald Musoke of The Independent for the story Colors of Violence in the 2021 election. And now for the Photo and Video Journalism Award. Now, the best photo and video journalists can tell an entire story with just one shot. Through their lenses, we are transported to places we have never been and know people we will never meet in person. Their work involves the utmost creativity, style, and planning. The shortlisted entries in this category are recommended for their artistry, detail, and storytelling. The second runner-up in the Photo and Video Journalism category is Richard Sanya of New Vision for a photograph of sports in action titled Flying to Safety. Receiving the runner-up award are Songa Stone Mwesigwa, Victor Opira, and Samuel Segawa of Storytelled for the visual journey they took audiences on in the piece Moving Around Kampala as a Person with a Disability. The winning photograph in this category captures the humanity of a single event that devastated many people. It is a literal capture of loss, injustice, and a broken system. The photographer was commended for treating his subject with dignity and respect. The winner of the Uganda National Journalism Award for Photo and Video Journalism is Abubakar Lubowa of Daily Monitor for the photo titled Nowhere to Run. For the Political Reporting Award, now stories about political machinations, lobbying, party politics, and intrigue fill the news media every single day. What set these shortlisted entries apart was their ability to deliver unexpected angles, incisive commentary, and clear public interest journalism. The second runner-up in this category is Mizaire Tembo Kahungu of Daily Monitor for the story 7 years later, African leaders move slowly on democracy treaty. Is Mizaire here with us? Or can we have a representative from Daily Monitor to accept his award? Receiving the first runner-up award is Ian Katusime of The Independent for the story Visa Denied. Oh. Our first runner-up, Ian Katusime, congratulations. Now, the winning entry is distinguished for its excellent analysis of the public policy process and politics surrounding it. The reporting was skillfully done, and production values were high. The winners of the Political Reporting Award for this year are Christopher Kayonga and Gabriel Iguma of Wizards for the story Demarcation of Polling Areas. This is actually the second time that this versatile duo has won the Best Political Reporting Award. Iguma and Kayonga were both joint winners of this award in 2017. Congratulations, gentlemen. Our final category today is for sports reporting. Now, while a large proportion of sports reporting is event-based, the shortlisted entries in this category went a step further to produce compelling personality profiles, analyze sports management, and produce solid breaking news stories. The second runner-up in this category is Henry Lematia of Radio Patches in Arua for the story 14 Years On, Teenage Pregnancies Eat Away New Inzikurus of the West Nile. Congratulations, Henry. Teams will have to keep his certificate for him. The first runner-up is the story Coach with Physical Disabilities by George Katongole of Daily Monitor. Do we have a representative from Daily Monitor to collect George's certificates? Thank you. Now, the judges marked the winning entry as interesting and insightful, backed by deep analysis and solid reporting. The winner of the Uganda National Journalism Award for Sports Reporting is Abdul Nasser Semugabi of Daily Monitor for the story Malta, Opening the Pool for Young Para-Swimmers. Congratulations, Abdul. This is actually the second time that he has won the Best Sports Reporting Award. His first win at the Uganda National Journalism Awards took place in 2017. Congratulations. Congratulations. Thank you very much, Dr. Chibita. Congratulations to all our winners and our runners-up today. Thank you for showing us the very best that Ugandan journalism has to offer. I'd like to ask all our journalists who received awards to join our chief guest for a group photo. And also a reminder that all our winners and first runners-up just need to pass by the registration table before they leave. My work here is almost done, but not before I wish you a very lovely dinner, which will be waiting for you just outside, and look forward to seeing you once again at the awards next year. Thank you very much to our guests. Thank you for everyone who submitted their entries. Congratulations and have a wonderful evening. Good night.
Yeah, this is what you've been waiting for. A DJ Harold remix. A Fefe Bussi winning what you think at the myth. Swans Avenue. Kasukali Kepo. Tabula. Alali. FBM. Chirioke wonko mako. Inze Fefe Bussi wo. Alali.
If we can please have all our winners on the stage. Please do make your way to the stage so that we can take a group photo. All our winners, please. Could we have all our winners please come forward? Don't be shy. Can we have all our winners please make your way to the stage for a group photo?